Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about quotes some more. We're talking about some more quotes because they keep coming out and they keep getting more and more interesting, to be honest. More and more telling. So, we're going to talk about the quotes and some of the effects these quotes might have if the right people see them, and how it answers a common question that I get on this channel that I normally don't have an answer to. If you have loved ones, family members that are frequent viewers of Fox News, you have got to get them interested in this story. It needs to be a very high priority for you, because the filings that are coming out when it comes to this suit, when it comes to this defamation case, the quotes that are in them, they are wild and they are very telling, and they are the type of quotes that might actually make people have a second thought. It is worth noting at this point they're filings, but it would be exceedingly rare for people to just make stuff up like this in a filing. I have some new favorite quotes. We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. I hate him passionately. According to the filings, that's Tucker Carlson. There's more. That's the last 4 years. We're all pretending we've got a lot to show for it because admitting what a disaster it's been is too tough to digest. But come on, there isn't really an upside to Trump. That's the one that I think might actually be able to hit home with a lot of people. 4 years. Not an upside. Is that what the coverage on Fox indicated? And keep in mind, this is one person, but there's quotes from Pick Your Host, basically, at this point. Is that what the coverage showed? Did they suggest it was a disaster while it was going on? Or did they cheerlead? Did they indicate that what was happening was bad in any way? I don't think that most people would say that that was the impression they got from Fox. Which should lead them to the question, and if it doesn't occur naturally, should be pretty easy for you to point them to the question of, well, why'd they say it then? If they didn't believe it, if behind the scenes, basically everybody was like, hey, this guy's a failure, why did they cheerlead the way they did? And if they're willing to do that for somebody that they hate passionately, when else might they do it? Do they often put out coverage that is counter to what they believe simply because they think that's what the commoners need to hear? And if that's the case, I wonder if they really think it's a good idea that your kids are uneducated. Oh, you shouldn't read that. Don't learn that. You don't really need to know anything about history. Don't read those books. You don't need an art education. You don't need to know anything except how to be a good worker bee. Think that's the education their kids are getting? Probably not. Seems like it's just a way to keep the commoners common. Think they're really angry at a candy bar? Or is it just something to give to the commoners to keep them kicking down, to keep them scapegoating somebody so they don't look up at their betters? This is one of those moments where there's probably a whole lot of people who could be reached if they actually saw these quotes, if they actually saw these filings. It would probably make a difference for a whole lot of people. You know, it's very easy to try to paint the political opposition as just evil. And sure, I mean, I get it, particularly lately. But I don't know that that's true of everybody. I think a lot of them are misinformed. A lot of them really don't get it because they have no reason to question it. This gives them that reason. If you have somebody that you've been trying to reach, you've been trying to get them to be like, hey, this isn't actually true. What they're telling you is false. These filings, this case, you've got to get them interested in it. And honestly, like, this is one of those moments where if you had to pretend like, you know, you were just shocked because there was something in there about voting machines to get them to read it, I mean, I wouldn't criticize you. This is one of those moments because it doesn't matter who their favorite host is. As near as I can tell, it's pretty much everybody at Fox had, let's just say, a very different public and private face. It looks like, honestly, it looks like there was only one person at Fox that actually believed any of the baseless claims about the election. Judging by the emails and texts and everything that we've seen so far, one person actually believed it themselves. Everybody else was just for ratings or to not upset people for money, to stay on top, to keep the commoners in their place, to keep partisanship going, whatever motive you want to assign to it. But they certainly don't appear as though they put this information out or echoed the claims or allowed other people to say this stuff because they believed it. It looks more and more like a control system. This is a case for your Trump-loving uncle, your relative who gets their news from Facebook, who believes the memes. This is a case you've got to get them involved in. You have to get them interested in it. The hard part is, I seriously doubt Fox is going to cover this adequately. So you're going to have to find another way to do it. But these quotes, they are just wild. And it really is pick your host. I'm sure by the time it's all said and done, once everything goes through the system, somebody will put all of this in a database and you can type in their name and just pull it up. This is one of those rare moments where the people who are being swayed get to see behind the scenes. And I'm willing to bet that most people who consume Fox News, they are not going to like what they see, and they're going to feel tricked. Because it certainly appears that they were. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.